Hello, how you doing? I'm doing okay. I want to talk to you today and let you know that even the most positive people have bad days where they can turn negative and say things out of character, say or do things that would make people think otherwise because, again, it's out of character. And I had an instance like that the other day. I went on the toilet of the internet, aka Facebook, in my opinion. I know some people love Facebook. I used to love Facebook. There are some good things about Facebook, but what I'm finding lately, or for quite a while, is there's a lot of bad. So as many of you know, unless this is the first video that you're watching on my channel, that I have recently had some loss. Not only my uncle, but my dog. And I have a lot of friends on Facebook. And I don't mean just friends, like, people that I've never even met, that send me friend requests. A lot of people from real life on Facebook. A lot of family members, and also some family members of my ex. And I vented a little bit about a situation with my dog's passing, how some people on his side were kind of giving me a hard time about me deciding to put my dog down. And I made a post on Facebook, which I always talk about: don't badmouth people on Facebook, don't, post negativity, stuff like that. And again, like I said, even the most positive person can fall flat on their face. So anyways, I was venting about the situation. And, I didn't name names. I did say my son and his dad. Well, didn't a family member of his send me a text saying, why do you got to put this stuff on Facebook? Blah, 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 blah. It's rare that I get negative on Facebook. It's rare that I have really negative days. But it's also rare that I lose my dog. It's also rare that I have to make the decision whether or not my dog lives or he's euthanized. So it wasn't like swearing and bad mouthing, or name calling, bad name calling, but it was a little bit of negative talk. And I guess shame on me for putting stuff like that on Facebook, right? But again, the most positive people can sometimes be negative. And that doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Sadness and anger are human emotions, and they're emotions that we are entitled to, and it's only natural. None of us are always going to be happy, rainbow, sunshine, and never a storm in our life. I'm going to come across times of sadness, and I've had my share in the past 3 or 4 weeks. And I fell into that trap. I went through that trap door on social media, and I was kind of negative. 99% of the people that read that post or commented on that post were very supportive. And it was that one person, probably because I was, maybe hurting her feelings because it's her son. Well, I'm sorry. That person could have been a little more supportive with the dog. After all, it was his dog too, a few years ago. So just know that If you try to be positive all the time, like I do, and something happens, and you even surprise yourself by lashing out, remember that you are human. We're human. We're born to make mistakes. Although I don't think my posting how I felt about a situation was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It was how I felt. And I just happened to put it out on social media, which is the darkest part of the internet, or at least Facebook is. And I do videos all the time about taking Facebook breaks. Lately, I don't know, what I'm seeing with the passing of my uncle, the passing of my dog, we're allowed so little, not so much, but little bit of time in our days. And I find I waste so much time on Facebook. For what? And then I burned some sage this weekend, actually yesterday, and I posted that I was burning some sage. Now, there are different beliefs about burning sage, smudging. Some people say it's against God, it's inviting demons and the devil into your home. I don't believe that. I don't invite anything negative into my home. I don't think burning sage brings negativity. There are many people that burn it for I don't want to say a ritual, because that sounds like a seance or a witchcraft. A lot of people burn it because it has a natural antibiotic way to it. I burn it because I like the smell. I don't smoke marijuana. I don't like the smell of pot. I just like to burn sage. Well, I posted yesterday that I was burning some sage. And all of a sudden, 2 people on my friends list posted all this stuff about how it's against the Bible and against God and is against Christianity. Well, I can love God. I can love Jesus. I can be a Christian and burn sage. Just like I can love God and pray to God and enjoy a glass of wine every once in a while. What I wanted to say on one of the posts about that, but burn the sage, is it's not the sage that's bringing in the negativity or the demons or invoking or evoking or whatever negativity. It's stuff like that on social media, the bickering and the you said this and so I'm going to say this. That's where the negativity is. It's not in the sage. It's not how I feel about someone that did me wrong as far as the caretaking of my dog. We're allowed to feel how we feel. And again, as positive as I try to be, I'm allowed to feel sad. I'm allowed to be angry. I'm allowed to be offended. We are human. Those are natural feelings. So, if you're struggling with feeling bad about a feeling that you may have, and it usually goes against how happy of a person you try to be, please just know that it's normal. It's normal to fall flat on your face. It really is. And it doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you in touch with your feelings. And you know what? It makes you a real person, because you're not out there trying to, uphold this image. And that's another thing that's so much on Facebook and Instagram and other social medias, people have this image that they have to maintain. And so when real life hits and real honest to goodness feelings hit, and you want to say them, and you want to reach out to these people that you interact with, someone's offended. Oh, wow, too bad. You're being a human being. And you know another thing? If that person doesn't like what I have to say, ask yourself why you're so concerned with what I have to say. And also, there's a feature on Facebook or on Instagram, and it's called scrolling. You don't have to stop at every status update. You don't have to look at every picture. If you don't like what someone has to say, just keep scrolling. Because you know what? People are allowed to say what they want to say. They're allowed to feel what they want to feel. They're allowed to hurt, and they're allowed to express it. Because you know what? That's all part of healing. Another thing that I can do is once and for all, get off Facebook. To post or not to post? That's the question. Maybe the answer is post. And if they don't like it, they don't have to follow you. They don't have to be your friend. That's just my 2 cents. So if you're having a bad day, that's okay. If you fall down, get yourself right back up. This too shall pass. Have a good night.